Hello, good morning, welcome to New Forest Morphs. It's the week before Christmas, Jared, just 7 days to go. We want to wish everyone a very happy Christmas, prosperous New Year. Jared and me, Paul, at New Forest Morphs, we've been in here for a good 3 hours, Jared, haven't we? Been doing lots of really interesting stuff that we're going to give you a quick update with, but we've had a very good week and we've had plenty of locks, some massive growth in the follicle sizes, which we've just been checking, and we're going to show you those. But first, we've also had 6 of our new pickups that have gone through the quarantine and now in the facility. And the first one we were going to show you to start with was this beautiful boy here, Jared, which is one of your favourite boys, and he is a Leopard Clown Pied boy.
Banana.
And he's got banana as well. Leopard Banana Clown Pied boy. And we'll just see, he's weighing about 600 grams, and we'll just have a little look and see how he's settling in. So here he is. Beautiful boy, and there he is. So you can see him under the lighting. And you can see that the leopard has the striping on the banana, and he doesn't have any spots at all, which is amazing. Bananas tend to freckle out, and he's just getting used to his new facility now. And he's a very, very, very pretty boy. And we've got some plans from him, haven't we, Jared? And he is breedable size, so we're going to let him settle into the new facility before we put him to anything. But the plan, Jared, is what would you like to do with this boy going forward?
Well, we've got a pastel clown that's 100% het pied, Calypso.
Yeah.
I reckon we stick him to her and
Yes.
try and produce a load of visual clown pieds
Yeah, that would be really lovely.
with leopard, banana,
Yeah.
pastel
Hello,
included.
buddy. You are a pretty little snake, aren't you? Gorgeous. So, big thanks to Dee at Regis Brothers. He was wonderful person to deal with. He bred this animal back in 2022. So hopefully we're going to get him on a few meals. He was a bit of a picky feeder before we got him. So we're hoping to get him onto some Maltese. And as soon as he shows us that he's feeding regularly, we'll then introduce him to one of the ladies. And Jared, you mentioned it might be worth us looking for a double het clown pied girl to put him to. Maybe one that's 1200 grams or thereabouts.
Or some codoms in it.
With some codoms in. We think we might be, our next project for early next year would be to source a decent sized double het for him as well. 'Cause I think one girl won't be enough for him, he'll probably need a couple. But beautiful animal, and he's just starting to explore the territory he's in, but absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, we're very happy with him. Now, I will show you the girl that we're hoping to put him to. In fact, Jared, do you want to do that for us while I put him back? And I'll bring out one of the other pickups that we brought into the facility as well. And talk about Calypso's follicle size as well, Jared, because we checked her follicles. She's had good growth, hasn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, she's doing well. She's a pastel clown. It's 100% het for pied. She's looking good.
And I think she had 18.5 follicles, Jared.
Yeah, so last month she was 12mm follicles and she's gone up to almost 20. So
Yeah.
it's good 8 mils in.
That's good growth, Jared, because I was a bit concerned that she wasn't going to grow, but that's a picture of her follicles, so you can have a look and see the size of her follicles. She's got several eggs there. 18.5 is pretty respectable, I'd say. So, right, did you manage to get those okay, Jared? Yeah. So let's move on to the next pickup that we brought into the facility. And this one's incredibly bright, Jared. I mean, she's a yellow belly orange dream het clown girl. And this was from Jay at JVK Reptiles and Orax. What a beautiful animal. Look how gorgeous she is. The colours are just glowing, aren't they, Jared? You can see the impact that yellow belly and orange dream together make. She reminds me of my yellow belly orange dream het pied girl Hazel when she was a baby. But she's feeding really well. She's had a couple of meals since we've had her. And no problems with her appetite at all. So I don't think it will take very long for her to get up to size. And we'll just bring her out and just show you what she looks like under the studio lighting in the facility. And you can see the flaming, Jared. See the flaming on the sides? If I show you the flaming, just maybe open her up a little bit. Just look at the flaming on those sides.
It's beautiful.
Is that gorgeous? And I think give her a couple of years, Jared. She'll be breedable. But Jay's got a very high quality orange dream yellow belly in his clowns. I've had a look at his clowns and how bright they are. He's got a very, very high end OD yellow belly. So we're super excited. I think this is one of the brightest OD yellow bellies we've ever had, I think. So we'll put her back, and then I'll just contrast her actually with the grown-on female, because they do change, don't they, as they get older. If I show you Hazel, who is getting very big, she's in shed, and I'll just show you what she looks like, and you can compare the two animals if you like. The het clown will brighten up the animal as well, but can you just see, if we look at the comparison in the tones as they get older, so like maybe we can just do a little comparison, and you can see the het clown and the het pied. She is going into shed. She's normally a lot brighter, the big girl, but there you go, same genes,
Same blushing.
same blushing, same kind of head stamp.
Just as they get older, they dull out a little bit.
Yeah, but
Still beautiful.
But she is going into shed, so she's a lot brighter than that normally, so it shows the contrast. But there we go. So there's another pick up there, Jared. While I go and get the next one, let's move on to a second. We did about 7 or 8 follicle checks today, didn't we, Jared? Got pleasantly, surprisingly news. The next one was Isa, our enchi desert ghost girl here, and these are the follicles, Jared. And she came in at I think it was 31 millimeters. She's locking to, I think, the Hercules, which is our.
Yeah, she went up from 23 to 31.
That's that 8 in 1 month. It's pretty good. Why don't you just show how nice she is, Jared, while I get the other snake, and we'll just go through that way. You can see she's very big.
Yeah, she's a chunky girl.
And while we're on the Desert Ghost projects, Jared, I'll bring out the Desert Ghost Pied visual. I do think that she's going into shed, Jared, so. Well, I don't think we've actually shown her in the lighting, really.
It's a boy, isn't it?
This is a boy, actually, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. Is that Isis? Rub that one. Back in there. No. Oh, Hazel. Hazel, sorry. Sorry, Hazel. Poor girl. She's thinking, where's my home gone? Right, we'll just tuck her back in there. So this is the beautiful Desert Ghost Pied that you thought had orange dream in there when we first got her. But let's just bring her out and just show you how she's doing. She's had two or 3 meals, doing well, feeding well, and she's taking rat fluffs now. Or he's taking rat fluffs.
Yeah.
And you can see he is actually in the process of starting to go into shed, so not as bright as usual, but he would be a lot brighter than that normally. But I think the shed cycle is just starting. And we'll just have a quick weigh and see how much she's weighing in at, because we wanted to get the size up a little bit, and we thought that just give her a weigh and let's see how much she's coming in at.
Put it straight on there if you want.
Put it straight on there? Yeah. Okay. Right, here we go. Are you going to stay on there? I don't think so, Jack.
No, maybe not.
Let's do it my way. Right, if you want to set that to 0 again. There we go. Let's see what she weighs in at. So she's only 80 grams.
No.
Maybe a bit more.
Maybe she's only 80 grams.
No, she's about 80 grams. So she's put on a little bit of size, but I think she's moving in the right direction, and no problems. She strike feeds okay, and she's doing pretty good. No problems with the feeding.
Yeah, she eats well.
Yeah, and she's moved up to rat fluffs. So I think
they were on pups before.
Ben was feeding pups to them, and I think now they're big enough they can take fluffs. I think that will help her get up to size. So let's move on to the next one. So do you want to just check out Mo, which is your first ever girl that you produced, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
And she had follicle sizes of 20 mil.
She's a normal looking girl, but she's possible het pied and possible het albino.
Right, the next one we've got, Jared, is the Phantom Cypress Het Clown Possible Yellow Belly. Was it a boy or girl in the end, Jared?
I think it's a girl.
It's from Ben again, and we think it's a girl, not rather than a boy.
I couldn't see any hemipenes,
So let's have a little look at this beautiful girl. I think she shed out yesterday, and just look how pretty she is out of shed. Is she lovely? And she's probably weighing about 200 grams, I'd say.
Yeah, close to that.
Yeah, so she's put on some good size. I didn't show you Mo's follicles, and Mo was coming in at 20 mil. So, and she's been locking with Bruce, and Bruce is our albino het pied boy. So I think he's just over here. See him in there, Jared. Beautiful animal. Let's get his head buried under the paper.
Yeah, hiding.
Yeah, beautiful boy. So with the Cypress, Jared, she is het for clown as well. So what would you say when she's big enough? What would we put to her? Do you think? I mean, we could put the
Probably Hercules.
Hercules to her, or we could even put the banana pied leopard to her as well. But Hercules would be a natural choice, I think, because he's got enchi and leopard.
Enchi, lesser, leopard.
Yeah.
No, not lesser. Pastel, enchi, leopard, lesser. Oh yeah, lesser.
Yeah. Look at what the Cypress does. Can you see the Cypress on the head stamp?
Yeah, it's almost like
The
an
tones.
orangey.
Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful animal. I do like the Cypress, Jared. And then look at the flaming coming up there, which we think could be the yellow belly flaming coming up if it is carrying yellow belly. And it's got the phantom pattern as well on there as well. So overall, a beautiful animal, and that's been feeding well. Again, taking
took multi.
Did that take a small multi? So she took a small multi. I reckon she's about 250 to 300, Jared. Good size, going well. Just put her back as well. Lovely to have Cypress in the collection, Jared. And while I get the next one, would you like to have a look at Jupiter? She's also 20 mil, and she's one of our original girls, a lesser het clown girl. She's put on good size, Jared. Doing a lot of bowl wrapping as well. A lot of these big girls are either sitting in their water baths or they're bowl wrapping to build those follicles, and they've been taking some big prey items as well, and I think that with the locks stimulates the hormonal growth in my book, and the growth has been absolutely amazing. I don't think we've had so many girls going so big so quickly. I think we're going to have a lot of clutches from February onwards, Jared, is my gut instinct. So we're now, what is it, the 18th of December? So if we give it maybe another 6 weeks, we might see our first clutch on the ground. So this one here, Jared, is a beautiful pastel desert ghost het pied boy. And again, this one was from Ben, and he's our backup boy. And he looks as though he's got a little bit more weight on him. I'd say he's probably closer to 100 grams, this one. He was only born in September, Jared, so he's still quite a young hatchling, but beautiful. And feeding okay, Jared?
Yep.
On fluffs. So he'll be our backup boy, and he's got a lovely bright DG about him, and you've got that classic pastel head stamp as well, and doing really well. Really well. So it's good to have them in the facility, Jared. And we'll put him back, and then we'll move on to Bubbles, who's gone up to 25 millimeters. She is our lesser enchi clown, built like an absolute tank at the moment. Do you want to just show that one, Jared? And I'll put this one back.
She's massive.
Yeah. And she had her follicles stacked on top of each other. To show you her follicles.
Yeah, I think, was it her?
I think it was, Jared. I've got them here, but we've got Jupiter's are next. So that was Jupiter's. I found with Jupiter she had very dark follicles, really dark, Jared.
Yeah, they were really black.
I don't understand that, but Not sure why they're so black, but hopefully it's not a duff egg. But yeah, interesting. And in fact, in some of the follicles, we were looking at seeing the embryo starting to form. Are they? These are bubbles. Now bubbles are kind of all squashed together, aren't they? I don't know whether it's because she's got a lot of fat on her. I don't know whether it's the fat that's
up and down.
Yeah, maybe she's just being too bulky. I mean that might be a warning to us, maybe to just take our foot off the gas on the food.
Snakes do that.
Yeah, but I don't want her to be egg bound. And I think, is that a sign of egg bound?
I don't know. I think they do stack.
I've never seen them that stacked. If anyone out there has seen them that stacked on their follicle checks, it'd be very interesting. But we'll see what happens there. But I think we might end up. She's got enough to sustain the clutch now, so we probably might start to take our foot off the gas on the feeding, and they'll let you know. The girls are normally good at letting you know when they've had enough. And usually, what we do is we step down to smaller multis as they start to build their follicles, because they can't take a big prey item when they're full of follicles, and that's why the girls go off food. It's nothing to do with them going off for any other reason other than the fact that they know that they've got enough to sustain them through. So this boy here was from JVK Reptiles and Racks, and he's about 200 grams. He is a pastel desert ghost, 100% het for clown boy, and we'll be putting him to some girls probably next year when he's big enough. And we're going to be getting a couple of big girls in about a week's time, Jared. And the boys are, well, not weeks, in about 6 weeks time. We've got those two big double het 1,000 grammers girls. That will be perfect for him. So that's good. And then moving on up, I'd like you to have a look at Jess. Jess has got 25. Tess, sorry, Tess. If we're talking about Jess, she's probably got about 3 foot follicles, hasn't she? That's an in-joke, we won't tell you about that one. But Jared, will you have a look at Tess and see what size follicles she's got?
She's a vanilla spot nose het clown. 25 millimeters.
Yeah. And we put, who did we put to? Hercules? So we're trying to produce some multi-combo Batmans is what we're after. It's part of the Pompeii project, but we're going to put a spin on the Pompeii project. It's going to be a building block towards that, isn't it, Jared? But we're going to be throwing in extra codons on that as well. So let me just show you the pictures of the her follicles, and I think the ones that we've moved up to that. So these are Tess's follicles, and again they're quite packed together, aren't they? Yeah, quite compact. And I think you were counting the eggs. Some of the girls have got up to 8 eggs or maybe more in there. So as they get bigger, you can actually, there's a technique on the ultra scanner that you can actually go all the way through and count the eggs, so you get a rough idea of how many eggs are potentially coming. And then the other ones we've got is Money Penny. She had 14 millimeter follicles. We'll have a quick look at hers. I think these are slightly smaller. But she gave us a clutch, didn't she, 2 years ago? So she's probably building
small eggs.
Yeah. So she'll probably go later on.
They're also funny shaped, so I wonder if they're...
Yeah, give them a chance to grow, Jazz. She's still early days, but I think the that is the Hypo Pied project that we're running with. And then the last two, Mango had, that's Jared's clown girl from last year. She's a pastel clown girl, and she's part of the pastel gravel clowns.
Pastel lesser clown.
Yeah, that's right. And look at the size of her follicles. So she was coming in at 28, Jared, so she's building nicely. And they should give us some pastel lesser gravel clowns is what we're hoping for. Similar clutch to last year. And then the biggest of them all is Jared's favourite snake, which is Shadow. Super Cine, 100% het pied girl that we bred. We produced it ourselves 3 years ago, didn't we, Jared?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you show her the size of her follicles and have a quick look at her, and you'll see how big she is. 38. So in theory, we may have missed an ovulation, Jared, or she may ovulate in the next week or so. Most of the girls in the past ovulate between 35 and 45 millimeters, so she's close to ovulation. So luckily we've got Bowser who's the dreamsicle boy that's been locked up 4 times to her, so she should be full of fresh sperm. Bowser is actually busy breeding for us at the moment, and we've had some more successes on the locks, but let's have a quick look at Shadow, see how she's doing, Jared. So 38 mil, she's in nesting mode at the moment. You can see she's nesting on the hot spot, but what a beautiful animal, Jared. She's got no kinking. She's not got extended duck billing at all. We've been very blessed to get a super cinnamon, Jared. It's very, very nice animal like this.
She's got paradoxing as well.
She's got paradoxing. Now, what we could produce here, Jared, if she goes the whole way, is a guaranteed cinnamon, which is going to be, hopefully we're going to get half of them are going to be pieds, and hopefully they'll all be 100% lavender. So, and there'll be some of those
cinnamon pied het lavs would be the
so we'll keep a couple, but if she gets a big clutch for us, they'll be made available for anyone that wants to get into that project. So do hit us up if you're interested, but obviously we won't cat our ball pythons before they're hatched. And while we're on it, I'll just show you this boy here, which is Bowser. He's locked to Mayu, which is a cinnamon pied visual. So everything's guaranteed to be pied here. Are you okay?
Yeah, you don't understand.
Is he locked or?
Yeah, they're locked.
So we've got a locking there. So we've had 1, 2, 3 locks from Bowser, and you can see the size of the follicles growing. She's up to, let's have a look. Last month she was 25 mil.
Yeah.
Then we reckon she could be 35. Yeah, we haven't actually checked this one because we've got so many follicle checks to do. We're going to do some more tomorrow and feature that on the Christmas week video. But you can see, if you look at the locks, Jared, this is an important record that we have going on here. So we started locking her back in September 23 to Bowser, and the size of her follicles is shown here. You can see, what was the size of her follicles, Jared?
5 mil.
They were 5 mil back in September. And now they're 25 in November, and I reckon they'll be 35. So how many months does it take for an animal to grow their follicles? I mean, if you think September through to December is 3 months.
No, it's to November. We haven't done this one.
So that's to November, so that's 2 months, was it? So from 5 to 26 in a couple of months. And then if we do this month, she's 35, then she's not far off. Yeah, so it's all looking good. So we did get some other new locks as well. Let's go through the new locks, Jared. You've made a good call, and they might still be locked now. Jared wants to get more gravel clowns, and he was saying to me, Dad, why don't we put Skip? Because you know, last week we had this problem with Skip, didn't we?
Yeah, he's not doing it anymore, is he?
Do you know why he's not bolting out? Do you know why he's not bolting out of his rub? Because Jared and I thought about it and said, there's 2 other girls we can put him to, and he's locked to both of them, and I think he's satisfied now, Jared. Let me see if he's locked to this Pistachio, because we've done a switch here. Originally we had Bellissimo, but I don't know if they're still locked. They are. There you go. Zoom in on that, Jared. Look at all the markings on Skip, Jared. Have you seen his body on the top? It's full of
whatever the urates.
Urates. He's smothered urates on himself. But that's a classic lock. Now Pistachio is a enchi clown girl, and he is a pastel gravel 100% het clown boy, proven breeder. So half of them are going to be clowns, and half of them, and a quarter of them, will be gravel clowns. So that's a really exciting project. So we switched him out, but also we put him to, I think he's been breeding to, I'm trying to remember, was it Lenaya? Yeah, this is a girl that we produced 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And she's a visual clown, but she locked straight away with Skip. And she might actually be a blade. She might have blade in her as well, Jared. So I think she's going to shed, actually, looking at her. But locked with her, and he's locked with 2 other girls since last week, and since then he's calmed down. So you can see these boys, when they want to get going, they let you know. And it's not just him. There's been about 5 other boys that have been snooping around the edge of their rubs that wanted to breed, and therefore, you know, they're telling us when they want to breed. You still got to be careful not to overbreed them, but just read the body language on your animals, and the girls must be giving out so many hormones here. It's super exciting. Now we also had a lock here with Phoebe. She may or may not be locked here, but I think I might have separated these 2, but Phoebe was with Wizzy, who's our pied.
Right.
They are separated, but there she is. And we'll check her follicles tomorrow. But she locked, and she is 100% het for pied, and we're trying to prove out. I think she's 50% het for pied, but she's fire rooster, hoping that she proves out to be pied. Wizzy's going to let us know that one. So there's that one. The other one that we had locks with was Celeste. They might still be locked. Nova, which is our Mojave. They locked, Jared, or they unlocked?
Yeah.
Beautiful example of a locking. So there you have.
Yeah.
So they've pooed. Yeah, and again we'll clean that out once they finish the lock. But it all adds to the romance, Jared. But that's a Mojave ultramel to Celeste, which is a phantom pastel. What is
Yellow
she?
belly.
Yellow belly. So we're going to produce some multi-combo bells that are going to be 50% het or 100% het for ultramel, which would be good. And then the other ones we were going to show you was, let's have a little look. I think just have a check at the very end, Jared. I think we put Casper to Zag, whether they're locked. They were tail to tail, but I'm not sure we got a lock in. But let's have a quick look to see if they're going in.
Nope.
Nothing in there.
They did lock 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So that's fine. And I've got a list of all the locks here, Jared. So just
Have you separated these ones then? Lucky.
Sorry?
Have you separated Lucky?
were they locked? I can't remember if they were locked or not.
No.
So we've put Bellissimo to Lucky, which is the clown girl.
They're messy in there, aren't
They
they?
are messy. We'll let them continue. This morning when I opened it up, I think this huge smell of sperm came up right at me. I'm thinking, the semen's so strong in there, he's definitely doing something. But just because you don't see them, it's not necessarily mean they haven't locked. So in the last couple of minutes, just to let you know what we've had this week, we've paired up. Need to get another bit of packaging. There we go. So we'll flick through them quickly. I've got some of the locks here. We've only got about a minute left on the camera, so I'll go through them quite quickly. There you go. So there's the locking there. So you've got Skip to Pistachio.
That's what we just saw.
Yep. So that's fine.
Yep.
And then you've got. Oh no, you don't want that one. You don't want that one.
What's that?
It's alright. There you go. There's Bowser to Mayu. So you've got a lock in there, which is good. This one is Skip to. That was the build up towards the lock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the build up to the lock. Oh yeah, you've seen that one. That was Nova to Celeste.
Yeah.
And then this one was. I'm trying to remember which one that one was there. That would be Wizzy locking to Phoebe. Yeah, Wizzy to Phoebe. That one would be the Banana and Venus, which we didn't tell you about. We put the Banana Boy to Spot Nose Pastel. What's she? She's a
Pastel Twilight.
Pastel Twilight, which has got cinnamon.
Pastel.
There you go. You can see that's a good example of what's going on there. So I'm going to produce some beautiful animals. And then this is another one that's been locking, and that was. Can you see that one?
Yep.
I'm trying to remember who that was. Is that Skip to name? That was Skip to Lenaya. That was the one I was trying to explain. So I think we've had a lot of locks, and also we've got this one here, which is the Bowser Boy. So thank you for watching, and we shall see you next week. Enjoy the build up to Christmas, and thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.